Hi everyone, and welcome to the final presentations of this semester. Thank you so much for being here. We are Spotlight, a company that facilitates performing arts training, English language immersion, leadership skills, spaces for mental health and well-being, and student-driven activities. We are so excited for you to take a look at what they've been working on this semester with their teachers, and I hope you enjoy the performances.
I hate theater. Well, it's so disappointing, isn't it? You know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear God, please let it be a good show. And let it be short. Oh, Lord in heaven, please. 2 hours is fine. 3 hours is too much. I just want a story and a few good songs that will take me away. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Oh, amen. It used to be, sitting there in the dark, you knew that when the show began, you would be taken to another world. A world full of color and music and glamour. And you thought to yourself, my God, when are they going to bring up the lights?
Oh, how things have changed. Hello, how are we feeling today? I'm feeling a little blue myself, you know, a little anxious for no particular reason, a little sad that I shouldn't feel anxious at this age, you know, a little self-conscious anxiety resulting in a non-specific sadness. A state that I call blue. Anyways, whenever I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my music. So, I was going through my records this morning. Yes, records. And then I said, hold on, give me a second. Let's have a treat. Let's disappear into the decadent world of the 1920s, where the champagne flowed while the caviar chilled, and the world was a party. For the wealthy, anyway. So, I dug about, and what did I find? But one of my favorite shows, 𝗕𝗿𝗲𝗀's The Drowsy Chaperone. Remember? Music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set remastered from the original recording made in 1928. It's a full show with the original cast, including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? And this is a full 15 years before she became Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Can you believe it? Let me read to you what it says in the back. Mix-ups, mayhems, and a gay wedding. Of course, back then, a gay wedding had a different meaning. Even fun, which is what the show is. Fun! So, would you indulge me? Would you let me play the record for you? I was hoping you'd say yes.
You hear that static? I love that sound. To me, it's the sound of a time machine starting. All right now, let's visualize. Imagine, if you will, it's November 1928. You've just arrived at the doors of the 𝗕𝗏𝗃 Theater in New York. It's very cold. Remember when it was cold in November? It's not anymore. November's a new August. It's global warming. We're all doomed! Anyway, it's very cold and a heavy gray sleet is falling from the sky, but you don't care because you're about to see a Broadway show. Listen! Isn't it wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. Overtures. Overtures are out of style now. I miss them. It's the show's way of welcoming you. Hello, the dinner will be served in a couple of minutes. Would you like an appetizer? That's what an overture is, a musical appetizer. A 𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗃 platter of tunes, if you will. Ooh, something new. What could it be? Sounds like a dance tune. Kind of rollicking, maybe involving pirates. Don't worry, there are no pirates. Now here it comes. The moment when the music starts to build and you know you're only seconds away from being transported. Corn is going on. I can't wait.
Yes, madam.
How do I look?
You look radiant, Mrs. 𝗕𝗿𝗃.
I do love this dress so it never goes out of style.
It's a miracle, madam.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Will someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, your dress, your fancy dress. It's such a pleasure airing it, restriction and repairing it. God bless your dress, it's one fine dress. And I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time.
Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will down. Wedding bells will ding-a-ling and we will ding along.
Your dress, your fancy dress. We're very, very glad you put it on.
Wedding guests have come,
Wedding guests are here. Wedding guests are at the door and soon they will appear.
I'm Robert, the bridegroom. I'm here to marry Janet, the star of 𝗕𝗶𝗶𝗃, who I'm lost on lunch.
I'm George, that's George, his best man George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
Mrs. 𝗕𝗿𝗃, now don't you worry, I have this whole wedding planned out. The key is organization. See? Each string represents a task yet to be completed. Pay at the musicians, yell at the florist, and book the minister. This whole wedding is going to run like clockwork.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
I'm Felton, producer, at last my leading lady. I gotta stop this wedding or I might get shot.
I'm Kitty, this Kitty. I came with Mr. Fulton. I'll be ready if I get my shot.
We're pastry chefs.
We're pastry chefs. We cross our hearts with pastry chefs.
No fakery.
A bakery is what we got.
Aldolfo, my name it is Aldolfo. I am the king of romance, so I kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet 𝗕𝗿𝗃 and when will she appear? It's Janet 𝗕𝗿𝗃.
I'm Janet 𝗕𝗿𝗃, here to marry Robert Morton. Giving up a life of glamour to tie the knot.
Am I late?
I'm the chaperone, chaperone of Janet Vandergraff, maid of honor, friend and confidant, and all that rot.
Where's the bar?
A wedding, hooray! It's prohibition. A wedding, how gay!
Good thing I brought my own.
A wedding today.
Champagne makes me drowsy.
It's truly happening, almost happening. What is happening?
Tricks, the aviatrix, green of the sky. I circle through the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm tricks, the aviatrix, I gotta fly. I'll see ya when they tie the knot.
A wedding, hooray!
Tingling,
A wedding's coming our way.
There you have it. All the guests have a bride. We have a bride that is giving up the stage for love. Her debonair bridegroom, a harried producer, jovial gangsters posing as pastry chefs, a flaky Corinne, a Latin Lothario, and my favorite character, the Drowsy Chaperone. What else would you like for an evening of entertainment?
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate our happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will sing, and we will sing for love.
Wasn't that wonderful? And we will ding along. What does that even mean? Okay, I will try my best to guide you through the story. Don't worry, it isn't hard to follow. Oh, we start now with a welcome of a love-struck groom.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming. I tell you, I must be some lucky fellow. Why? Who would thought that I, Robert Martin, will be marrying such a glamorous showgirl, and that glamorous showgirl will be willing to give up a successful career for me, Robert Martin. Now, if it weren't for prohibition, I'll say raise your glass.
Here, here.
To Miss Janet Vandergraff, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Absolutely not!
Ooh.
Excuse me?
The groom mustn't see his bride on the day of the wedding. It's bad luck.
I hope you heard that, because that's the plot, basically. Hang on for the ride!
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Say, it's a little early in the day to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand the question.
Look, you keep Janet away from Robert, understand? You're the chaperone. That's your only job.
Aye, mon capitaine. Who's my little monkey?
I'm your little monkey.
So, the bride and the groom are whisked away, which turns our attention to the B plot, which involves the producer.
Mr. Feltzy?
Getting married and living show business.
Mr. Feltzy?
Doesn't she know I've got obligations?
Mr. Feltzy, I can be your little lady. You said it yourself on Useless in the Chorus.
Pity! For the last time, you ain't got what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons. Acting, dancing, ballet.
Ballet.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too. Last week I auditioned for the Swanee Lake.
A little annotation. Kitty and Feltzy were a couple in real life, Jack and Sadie Adler. This is a familiar comic construct. A stupid woman and her lone, suffering companion. Well, she does something very clever at the end that makes everyone wonder if it was all an act, which is kind of ironic because Sadie was actually kind of stupid. It turns out that Jack had to explain every joke to her, apparently. But still, she had a wonderful career on stage. Back then, theater was the only place where stupid people could earn a decent living. That was before television, of course.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
A petit four, Mr. Fancy?
Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole?
Boys, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps we could give you something else to chew on.
Yeah, something ain't food.
What?
Your confession is to be respected, although we stand here before you in the guise of innocent pastry chef. We're also, and primarily, employees of a certain individual.
A certain individual.
A certain individual.
Who happens to be the largest single investor on Felicitaciones. He who sent us here
as pastry chefs
to express his concept about Miss Pendergrass in petty nuptials.
Especially
that if she gets married and leaves the show, then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you?
No, you don't.
Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
Have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I have a cousin that lives in Seattle.
Kitty. Boys, you tell your boss this wedding is never going to happen. You have my word.
Oh, we'll take your word, all right?
But to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Now, we hope we made ourselves perfectly clear.
One can only hope.
You gotta be kidding me.
A trifle much?
Don't talk with me.
Alright, you can drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we ganache.
We're on the lamb.
Lamb's an entree, you macaroon.
The gangsters were played by interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tull brothers, John and Peter Tull. They were born Abram and Mendel Moskowitz, but were named at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. They were an early example of the typical Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movements. Not very intimidating. Unless, of course, you find dancers intimidating. Which I do. But for reasons that aren't appropriate to this situation.
We'll leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Falsick. In the meantime, browse the dessert carousel.
Try not to lead a surprise.
It's to die for.
Holy cats! Mr. Felsick, you're gangsters!
Very perceptive. Now go powder your face. I've got to stop this wedding. But how? Oh, Lord in heaven! How? How?
I always thought that one was a little overplayed. So, with the story well on its way, let's go to the groom's room.
Hey, handsome, show me those pearly whites.
The groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He started off as the Albright toothpaste man. His fabulous smile was in every tube. Albright was a famous brand in the 1920s because it contained cocaine. It's true. If you look up the label, it's a 5th ingredient down, right after sugar. Anyway, it wasn't long before he became a matinee idol.
Now, it's okay. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is? Of course.
I love Percy Hyman. Some people say he's a bad actor. And to those people, I say, shut up.
Cold feet, brother, you had cold feet. We can make that cold feet hot with a little rhythm.
Cold feet, smooth feet, turn them into bold feet. Rhythm make them cold feet.
Hot! You think you've got jitters? You have the easy part. I still have to get rice, boutonnieres, and the minister. I have the weight of the wedding in my shoulders.
George, it sounds like you got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Cold feet.
What do I do? Cold feet?
No!
You make the cold feet hot.
Percy Hyman was a wonderful performer. I like to think of him sweating and panting after a dance routine. He's still alive, you know. I saw him on the news recently celebrating his 100th birthday. To say that the passing years have taken a toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. They wheeled him out, and he had that wide-eyed expression of pained confusion that God only reserves for the very, very old on their birthdays. You know what I mean? The one that's like, who are you? Who am I? Why is that cake on fire? You know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
All right, that's enough of that. Dancing around like a fool.
Ooh. Sorry, George. I'm just trying to get off my nerves. It's my wedding day after all.
Well, you could have snapped an ankle, don't you think? Tap dancing is still dangerous. Why don't you go out for a skate instead? That's what I do when I want to blow off some steam.
Oh, George, what do I do without you?
Wait a minute. What was I thinking? Oh, no. You cannot go like that. You might see Janet. Here you go. Put on this blindfold.
Oh, George, you think of everything.
Just looking out for you, my boy. No more tap dancing, though.
So, the scene shifts and we find the bride, the glamorous Janet van de Graaff, entertaining questions from reporters as she lunges by the pool.
Miss van der Graaf, is it true that you're giving up a successful career Just to marry a man you hardly know?
Yes, Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the 𝗕𝗵𝗲. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interest. We spooned. Briefly. And then he proposed.
So you won't be returning to stage, ever?
I shan't.
You shan't?
I shan't.
Can we quote you on that?
Of course. One more question? Yes.
Why in the world would anybody put olives in a Gibson?
I got a question. How can you give up the footlights when you know very well you've got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Oh, Janet, I'm begging you. Dump the mug. Stay with the Foleys. I'll give you anything you want. Oh, fine. I'll put your name above mine on the marquee.
Oh, Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong.
I don't wanna show off no more. I don't wanna sing tunes no more. I don't wanna ride moons no more. I don't wanna show off. I don't wanna wear this no more. Make the saucy Swiss miss no more. Below my signature no more. I don't wanna show off. Don't try to control me. I've made up my mind. And that's it. I quit. I'm leaving it all behind. I don't wanna be cute no more. Make the gentleman hoot no more. I don't wanna wear broods no more. I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off no more.
Not me.
Ain't her name in the news no more.
History.
And the glowing reviews no more.
I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off.
I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off no more. Off no more.
Not me. Please, no more attention. I've counted to 10. And I'm through. Adios. You'll never see this. You'll never see this. Never see this. Never see that. Never see these again. I don't wanna change skis no more. I don't wanna striptease no more. I don't wanna street cheese no more. I don't care if you squat. I don't wanna be cheated no more. Praise no more. Rap no more. Touch no more. Love no more. I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off.
I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off.
I don't wanna show off.
She don't wanna show off.
I don't wanna show. No more.
Well, Mr. 𝗵𝗲, it's painfully obvious that Miss 𝗵𝗲𝗲 has no desire to continue life on the stage.
Can't you see? It's killing her soul.
Don't worry, boys. This isn't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't do an encore.
I don't want encore no more. Keep him shouting for more, no more. Disappear through the floor, no more. I don't want to show.
That was Jane Roberts as the bride. She was an Oops girl, remember? Surely you remember the Oops girl. Don't you people read? She was billed as the girl whose sexual energy was so great that it caused the men around her to have accidents. Spill their drinks, drive their cars into trees. And she would go, oops. Well, not really doing it justice, but people ate it up. She made a whole series of films. Oops, The Oops Girl Come Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Okay, begging girl thing didn't work. On to plan B. And for that, I'm going to need an accomplice. Someone gullible, with loose morals. I need what do you call him? A European.
La 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 la.
In walks Adolfo, self-proclaimed ladies' man. Adolfo is played by former silent film star and world-class alcoholic Roman Bertelli. He was the one who later drank himself to death at his chateau in Nice, remember? It was 5 days before they found the body, and by that time it had been partially consumed by his poodles. Well, he was only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I don't believe we've met.
I am Adolfo.
You're Adolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Not the Adolfo.
Yes, the Adolfo.
Funny, you don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes, I...
Just now I overheard the groom saying that Adolfo is a scoundrel.
Adolfo, a scoundrel!
Yes, those very words.
Adolfo is a scoundrel!
Just like I'm hearing it again.
This is outrageous! He's saying this to people, to beautiful ladies with breasts for making love. Why? I must.
You must take this matter into your own hands.
Yes, I must take the groom into my hands and kill him.
Yes! No, don't kill him. Just hurt him enough so he can't get married.
Show me this groom. Wait.
What?
What kind of man is this groom? Is he a big man?
Well...
A burly fellow?
Well, he's big on the outside.
No. Adolfo will not fight big men. A small, pale, wheezy dwarf. Man, that Adolfo can burn far away, but no big man.
So, you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes, I am a lover of beautiful ladies. Some say I'm the king of romance.
Well, you know what they say, that the best way to get a man is through his...
door.
No. The best way to get revenge from a man is through his...
window.
No. Through his woman.
Through his woman. Adolfo will make love to bride. That will show people that Adolfo is no scoundrel. Show me this bride. Wait.
What?
What kind of woman is this bride? A big woman?
No.
A burly woman?
No. She's a cat's pajamas.
Pajamas.
She's a looker, an attractive woman.
Ah, show me this cat in pajamas. I will make her brrr. Brrr. Brrr.
Stop it.
Like a cat in pajamas. Brrr.
Gentlemen brutality chewing the scenery. You certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, could you? Mature, contemporary audiences are too sophisticated to enjoy a broad racial stereotype on the stage. So, we've banished them to Disney. Let the children sort it out.
Angeline?
Yes, madam?
The pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party. But remember, Angeline, we must be discreet.
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition after all.
I'm aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone asks for a glass of ice water, what they mean that they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Maybe you should write it down.
I understand, madam. A glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice?
Vodka.
Well, that's settled then. One less thing to do. Angeline, may I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs rather trying, and I will enjoy a refreshing glass of ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
I hate this scene.
Now I need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water, madam?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
Would that I were.
You can see where this is going, can't you? It's really just a series of spit takes.
Your ice water, madam.
That was vodka, you poop!
You know what? I'm going to skip ahead.
That was... Poop! Where do you think you're going?
To find some lime juice, madam.
Lime juice? For heaven's sake, what?
I'm going to ruin out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Now, you're probably asking yourself, what was that routine doing in the show? Well, it's very simple. There's a song coming up, and they need something to allow for the set change. It's mechanics. It's like pornography. Let me explain what I meant by that. In pornography, the story is simplistic. How do I pay for this pizza? Being the classic example. My point is, as in a musical, the story exists only to connect the longer, more engaging production numbers. What? Well, what kind of society do we live in if we can't discuss the similarities between pornography and musical theater?
In a few hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning. Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
This is a really interesting scene. This is the only time in the show that Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone together on stage. Jane Roberts was an emerging star, but Beatrice Stockwell was already well established and a force to contend with.
Oh, I'm full of apprehension. But I guess that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, Chaperone?
No.
I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your eyes water, madam. I'm afraid we're fresh out of all this.
Have you ever been married, underling?
He does know, madam. If I'm gonna serve a woman, I prefer to be paid for my efforts.
Oh, you two. I know it might seem crazy to give up a successful career for a man I hardly know, but somehow, for some reason, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, gee, I get all woozy. And that's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness can be caused by any number of things. I mean, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired the troops in every major world conflict up to and including the Falklands War. Of course, by that time she was in her late 80s and her anthems didn't so much rouse as stupefy. Still, she demanded that a rousing anthem be included in every show she ever did, even if it wasn't appropriate. But you just couldn't say no to her. That's star power.
Really, you're not being in the least helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Oh dear, that's not my forte.
Yes, but if you—
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure what to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope the bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
That was quite nice, Chaperone, but I just don't see how that pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
Oh, really? That's not necessary. I guess I was just looking for sympathetic—
As we stumble along, cross life's crowded dance floors, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we stumble our way through town's blinding sunbeams, barely knowing right from right, nor left from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird, there'll be a song as we stumble along, as we stumble, fumble, plumble, as we stumble
Love her? Basically, she sings a rousing anthem about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She just does her own thing, when she wants, regardless of the needs and concerns of others. My mother was like that.
That was quite inspiring, Chaperone. But I'm still conflicted. Oh, please, Chaperone, just tell me, is Robert the right man for me?
My dear, that's something you'll have to decide for yourself.
I just don't know if he loves me.
Why don't you just ask him? Where do you go? Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert, and I'm not supposed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep me away from him.
You're right, and I take the responsibility very seriously. However, I'm just this moment feeling terribly, terribly drowsy. I'm afraid I have to have a lady down. Now, whatever you do, don't go wandering through the garden seeking out your fiancé to ask him the question upon your future happiness depends.
Oh, thank you, Chaperone. I just need to know if he loves me.
Such a skinny little fool. Still, I envy her. Oh, when will love come crashing through my door?
La la la, la la la, la 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 la.
Look who it is! It's Adolfo, come to seduce the bride.
I am Adolfo.
Try not to think of the poodles while you're listening to this part. Yeah.
I am Adolfo. And you must be bright.
No, I'm not.
What? This is bright and sweet, and you're the only one here. Therefore, you must be bright.
Interesting argument, but I'm afraid you're a moron.
What?
Me? No, bride. Perhaps I could take a message.
Yes. Dear 𝗕𝗶𝗲 bride, I must make love to you and transport you to a place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
Well, you saw through my little roost. You found me out.
Ah, so you are right.
Apparently, yes. Take me, Adolf face.
No. Not Adolf face. Adolfo. You must remember my name for when we are making love and you're screaming. You must say the right name or it would spoil everything. How can I make you remember?
I'm sure that you have heard the name Adolfo, a latest month who wins acclaim Adolfo. Well, lovely miss, I am the same Adolfo. I introduce myself, I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you. Shall we?
Not so fast. I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. I can sing it very fast, Adolfo. I can sing it very slowly. I'll do it now, but it will take hours. Now let us see if you can remember my name. Who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how should you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who is it always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proudly.
You are Adolfo.
I am Adolfo.
This was my mother's favorite number in the show. I think it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. I mean, a real Latin lover, not a buffoon. But that's what musicals are all about, right? Romantic fantasy, falling in love at the drop of a hat, spontaneous tangoing, suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
Look out! Don't worry, madam. It's my wedding day. I must be blindfolded.
Blindfold?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Who am I speaking anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, Mimi from France. So, you are marrying Janet Vanderkam, no?
Oui.
I hear she's very beautiful.
Oui.
Glamorous.
Ah, oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range and excels at performing both comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having trouble placing your accent. What part of France are you from?
Oh, the middle part, where they make the toast. So, you were telling me about your, how you say in English, fiancé?
That's right.
Well, tell me, what was the moment when you knew she was the only one for you?
It's a funny story, actually. We were standing on the little deck on Ile-de-France.
Yes?
I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
And then, what happened?
And I looked into her eyes, her big, glamorous eyes. And I felt almost.
And then you fell. Oh, and then you fell?
Yes, right on, I kissed her. And I said, I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
We haven't left the dog.
That's what she said. And then I knew it must be love.
And then what happened?
Then we kissed.
Wait a minute. You kissed a strange French girl on your wedding day.
Oh, wait a minute, what have I done?
Well, it seems that the blindfold and fake French accents have led to a terrible misunderstanding. What a mess! Will it all work out at the end? Of course it will. It's not real. It's a musical. Everything always works out in a musical. In the real world, nothing ever works out. And the only people who burst into songs are the, hopelessly deranged.
Mr. 𝗕𝗶𝗲?
Is that a pandering foreigner?
Mr. 𝗕𝗶𝗲?
How long can it take us to this one bride?
Mr. 𝗕𝗶𝗲, you don't need jacket no more.
Kitty, not now.
I've been working on my reading app, presenting Kitty and Comprehensible. Now, think of something.
Oh, I'm thinking of something alright.
Wait, I think I'm getting it. Pick up some milk and a loaf of rye bread, and don't forget to shave your legs.
You're reading your own mind, you idiot.
No wonder that was so easy.
Mr. Fancy.
It seems like the wedding is going according to the schedule.
Now it's time to receive your special dessert. What do you think, partner? Should we whip up something for Mr. Fancy?
Yeah. What about a little surprise?
An inspired choice.
Toledo surprise. I've never heard of that.
No, you haven't. Those who have heard about they have never heard again.
We'll share you the recipe with you.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound it up.
Then you bake it up nice and slow.
Then you got your Toledo surprise.
Can you run that by me again?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Felsick.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough. Then you bake it up nice and slow.
And then you get your Toledo
surprise.
Say, how did we get him a taste?
Of course.
Hold it. What a style. What grace. What a rhythm. Open your fists. Now shake them. Now give me the recipe one more time. Da 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 da. Go.
Chop the nuts,
Pound the dough
bake it up.
nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Keep the pitch,
Peel the skin,
mash it up.
throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo surprise. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. If it's not, try it first. With your whites, split your yolks. Then you add a Splendido Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals.
Honest?
Keep it up. I'll go work on the contracts.
Hey.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mr. Felsick, oh, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
So you're saying you're putting gangsters in the show but not me? You're not even in the union.
You got it all wrong. The new act, it's all about you. Kitty, and these are your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats!
What the hot Toledo does to Malfeeder. Good, yes indeed, sugary yum yum. Surprise! Where's the queen? Where's the plan? Let the spoon flip the plan. Makes you bastard tuxedo. Toledo surprise!
Wait! Adolfo, he makes announcement. Wedding is off.
What? For the love of God, why?
Adolfo has made love to the bride.
That's not the bride, you idiot. That's a chaperone.
What? The wedding is on!
The wedding is off.
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi. She's very beautiful.
I couldn't help it. She was just like you, only French.
Oh, sweet mother of pearl!
Angeline,
Yes, madam.
what is all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. I'll show you how it's done.
First you beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. Leave the surprise.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise? Wait until it's ready. Surprise! Wait until it's ready. Now it's looking ready. Surprise! You got it. Makes me twitch, makes me shake. This dessert takes a cake. Hits me like a torpedo. Toledo surprise. Toledo surprise. Toledo surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Surprise!
no surprise.
Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
Yes, but the turn is so infectious, so...
Oh, Robert, this is the saddest day of my life.
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. They will never celebrate their happy wedding time.
And that's that. The curtain falls, and it's time for the intermission. At least it would be if we were sitting in the Morosca Theater watching the Drowsy Chaperone, which we aren't. I don't like intermissions. They ruin the magic, you know? They yank you back into reality. One moment, you're lost in the glamorous world of music and romance, and then, bang, you're surrounded by tourists. Crickling candy wrappers? Nattering about the lack of women's restrooms? It's cruel. Oh, it's a power bar. I have a bit of a blood sugar issue. I have to eat small meals all day long or I get jittery. I know it's rude, but you wouldn't like the alternative, believe you me. Believe you me. You know, I remember my wedding day. I didn't eat breakfast, and the ceremony wasn't until 4 in the afternoon. I do! I do! Are you surprised that I was married? Well, here you are. You don't go making assumptions about people, should you? I'm a very complicated person, okay? I have to pee now. It'll be quick. I promise. And while I'm gone, you can listen to the beginning of Act 2. Record. Yeah. Act 2 of The Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament from a very depressed bride. She sings it standing on her balcony based in a pale blue light of a sympathetic moon. Which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the day. Anyway, be right back. Oh, now, while you listen to this, try to ignore the lyrics. It might be difficult, but block them out. They are not the best, but the tone is beautiful and it truly communicates the bride's state of mind.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and try to make that monkey stay. And he did it for a time, but he needed to climb and with other monkeys play for a way. He left his jacket on that pedestal beside his tiny rusty cup, and I haven't got the strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two, but I'll always save that pedestal for you. Come, my little monkey, come, my little monkey,
Okay, here we go.
Wait.
Who are you?
I'm Janet Vandergrift.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
What about the love of one man?
What do I care about the love of one man? When I am adored by millions! Do I need to be so gloomy? No, no, no. I could rule the world if so I chose. See McFrumpton's flowers to me every show. Gertrude Stein, she and Miranda.
Now, she really lets go.
I'm Janet Vandergrift. Hey, no nail that I can't hammer. Why give up a life of glamour? Life of glamour, life of glamour. No! I don't want to show up no more. I don't want
is me.
Oh, Robert Titus, what a fool I have been. A hapless fool. I realize now that I love you. I've thrown it all away. I love you, monkey. Is love enough? Is love ever enough?
Is it the monkey or my pedestal?
Do I just love that number? It has everything. A little Busty Berkeley, a little Jane Goodall, and that's another thing I love about musicals in general. When a character is in a crisis, they sing and they dance, which is so much more interesting than just whining about it. But that's a glory of musical theater. You see, this is what I'm talking about. This is life. You manage to be happy for 5 seconds, and then something starts ringing.
Oh, what a beautiful day for a wedding.
Shall I have the cues removed now, or would you prefer I wait till morning?
Okay, I'm going to stop here because I don't want this number to be ruined by a ringing telephone. Here we have two vaudeville performers who have slid through the cracks of time. They are Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know anything about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil played the ukulele, although she doesn't in the show. Actually, I tried to find out more about her. I went through all my books. I even tried the internet, but all my searches ended up with Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Anyway, they're both charming.
Why would you have the pews removed?
The bride has called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, Angeline, never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion, Angeline.
Yes, madam.
You can be very close to someone 1 minute, and the other one, why? You just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
I'm familiar with the urge to strangle. Yes.
You see, that's just the nature of love.
Love makes lovers worry, love makes lovers fret. But here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
That Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cast a dim, but love has always been a trusty friend. Does a happy fair for Henriette and Anne Boleyn? Love is always lovely in the end.
Might I remind you, madam, that Anne Boleyn lost her head?
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good grief. May I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do. Love is always lovely in the end. Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above, but love will never consciously offend. Love has hurt and living kind to me, and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly kid.
Ooh, madam.
Love is always lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Love is always lovely in the end. Love is always lovely in the end.
Yes, that was charming. But to be frank, on some level, that number pisses me off. Now, I'm going to say something here. And yes, I have been drinking, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often, in the end, there are lawyers. I guess what I'm saying is that that number is naive, and irresponsibly so. Sorry. I just thought that that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. I won't interrupt anymore. Oh, there's a moment coming up that I've become obsessed with.
There you are. Oh, chaperone. I'm in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to the wedding looking like that.
You poor thing. Haven't you heard? The wedding's been called off.
Not your wedding, mine. That reminds me, may I borrow your veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
La 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 la. Oh, beautiful lady with a baffled expression.
You're marrying Adolfo.
I know, it's surprising. But when I look into his big eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And that's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that is love.
There you are. All right. I'm gonna put my cards on the table. I have a weak heart. I can't handle the pressure. If this goes any longer, the old taker's gonna give up. Please, for the love of God, tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank the good Lord in heaven.
Adolfo and the chaperone are getting married.
What?
Oh, there you are. I have wonderful news. There is going to be a wedding.
Yeah, we know.
You know.
Yeah, we just heard.
But who told you?
I did.
But how did you know?
What difference does it make?
Mrs. Stockendale and I are to get married in the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What?
What? Oh, yes, yes.
Congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this? Everybody's getting married except the bride and the groom.
There are you. Oh, Janet. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please, don't be that way. Can't you find your heart to marry me? Janet, it's our wedding day. George has gone all this trouble, and, well, I do love you more than I can say.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes, and I just don't understand it. I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that French girl, well, it was like kissing you.
Oh, Robert, it wasn't me. You were kissing me.
You're Mimi? Well, that French accent was remarkably accurate.
Why, thank you. I developed it when I played the role of Monique on Hold That Forget.
There you are! Before you do anything, think about this. No matter how well you play the part of the happy wife, you'll never, ever get a standing ovation.
Oh, I just don't know. I'm so confused. Oh, chaperone, please. I'm begging you, just this once, give me some advice that is coherent and appropriate to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
Okay, now here it comes. The moment I was talking about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but a moment that has fascinated me more than any other, and that has brought me back to this record again and again. Here it comes.
Well, my advice to you is...
And this is it. Listen.
Live well you can.
You see, you can't quite make out what she says because someone drops a cane. I'll play it for you again.
Live well you can.
Is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
Live well you can.
I mean, it's Beatrice Stockwell, so it might just be a cynical quip, but this is a wedding after all, and that's exactly what you think when you're standing at the altar, isn't it? Live or leave. And you have to live because you do love her in some way. It's not an exact science. An arrow doesn't come down out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. So one day you just say it to someone. You say, I love you. And you basically phrase it as a question, but they accept it as a fact. And then suddenly, there she is, standing in front of you in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes. So what do? Do you say, I was kidding? I was joking. No, you can't. You live. You live, right? You choose to live. And for a couple of months, you stare at the alien form in bed right beside you. And you think to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And one day you say it out loud, and then it's trial separation and couples counseling. And all of your conversations are about her eating disorder and your soul-off addiction, and you're constantly redefining and reevaluating and revisiting before you finally lose the deposit on the house, and the whole relationship ends on a particularly ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning through the air and smashing against the living room wall. But still, in a larger sense, in a broader sense, it's better to have lived than left. Right?
Live well you can.
I have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
Oh, Chaperone, you certainly have a way with words. Robert, my answer to you is yes! I will marry you!
Hurrah! Well, Mr. Fancy, it looks like this wedding is a done deal. Now you're in trouble. And there's nothing you can do about it.
But there is! I found a replacement, a new leading lady, presenting Kitty Incredible! Okay, Kitty, now concentrate and show the boys how you can read my mind. My mind.
Kitty, will you marry me? Holy cats! Yes, Mr. Felsen, yes!
Isn't she amazing?
We're gonna get married in one big clump. That's how they do it in Utah.
Well, George, I don't know how you managed to pull it off. 4 weddings in a day. I guess you're everyone's best man.
I am?
Of course!
I am!
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding.
Minister, you may begin. Oh no, I forgot the minister! Who the hell are you?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. We always will be when my engine is Mandy. I'll fix my navigatrix, and then I'll fly and let your lovers die and not.
So sorry to crush the party, folks, but we'll have this fixed into shakes and then off to Rio for Carnival.
Wait! The captain of the ship can perform a marriage.
Yes. And a pilot is comparable to a captain.
Yes.
An airplane is a kind of a ship. A ship of the air. Some call it an airship.
Oh,
shit!
Yes.
Wait, I got it! Tricks! You can marry them on a plane and then we'll have the honeymoon in Rio!
A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye. But what a thrill when lovers thrill like do in the sky. When vows are said in a meadow, the beast of that God hillside. But heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush. I do in the sky. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. Do you? We do. With 3 months bending before us and clouds meandering by, one can't restrain that sweet refrain. I do in the sky. When bells are set in a meadow, the beast and daffodils sigh. But the heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush. I do in the sky. I do in the sky.
Look, up ahead. Do you see it?
Could it be? Yes, it's Rio.
Well, hurry up, Trix. We've got some honeymooning to do.
Then fly, then fly, then fly. Let's all talk and bells meandering by.
One can't restrain the sweet refrain. I do.
No! Oh, I can't believe it. Okay, everybody stay calm. This happens occasionally. It's a horrible old apartment with terrible wiring. Just concentrate. Just keep the show alive in your minds. Don't talk to anyone. Don't let yourself get distracted. I'll find the fuse box. Everybody be quiet. Oh, God.
It's the super. Hi.
Hello.
Your lights are out.
Yes?
Yeah, we had to shut the power off because we were replacing the breaker panel in the basement.
Yes.
So we replaced it. But when we turned the power off, the breakers in all the apartments tripped.
Yes.
That's what happens. It's normal.
Yes.
So I got to reset your breakers.
Now?
Yeah, it'll only take a second.
Okay.
I tried calling you earlier, but there was no answer.
Yeah, I'm having problems with my phone.
Here we go. What was that?
Oh, just a record.
Oh, what kind of music was that?
It was just music, you know, a musical.
You like musicals?
No.
Oh, well, I love musicals. I go with my friends all the time. And it's amazing what they can do nowadays. Have you seen Miss Saigon? There was a helicopter right in the stage. I've seen them all. I've seen Cats, Les Mis, Saturday Night Fever. I like the movie better, though. Well, I think it was amazing, everything.
Really? Well, goodbye.
Well, that's it. It's ruined. One note away from the end of the show, and the mood is broken. I should just start the record from the beginning. No. I can't do that, can I? It's so frustrating. You have to understand. I love the show so much. And I've never even seen it. My mother, she gave me the record. This was just before my father left us. Oh, he didn't leave because of the record, although I'm sure it didn't help matters. Look, I know it's not a perfect show. The spit take is lame and the monkey motif is labored. But none of that matters. It does what a musical is supposed to do. It takes you to another world. And it gives you a little tune to carry within your head, you know? A little something to help you escape from the dreary horrors of the real world. A little something for when you're feeling blue. You know?
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure still we bumble our way. I don't wanna sing cheese through life's crazy labyrinth. There'll be nothing left from right nor right from wrong. Surprise! And the best that we can do is hope aboard. We'll sing his song as we stumble along, still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth.
Roman brutality chewing the scenery. You certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, could